Hi everyone. I'm going to talk about how to fail and how to turn it around and make failure work for you. So we all know that one person who effortlessly glides through life excelling at everything they do. And I am not that person. I'm not sure I've ever really excelled at anything. And if I've come close, it's been through hard work and I'm guaranteed to have failed along the way. But don't worry, this isn't one big X Factor-esque sob story about how hard my life is. I have a great life. I've got a good job, a long-term relationship, and I own my own home. But look behind that, and it actually took 12 months and several failed attempts to buy that house. And as for my job, the first time I applied for it, I didn't get it, but my best friend did. Every failure and mistake presents a chance for learning and growth, and I want to share with you my 5 steps to successful failure. First, own it. There's still a real stigma around failure. At best, it's embarrassing. At worst, it can be life-altering and knock you off course in a way that can take years to recover from. But the thing is, everyone fails. We are all failures. J.K. Rowling famously said, "It is impossible to live without failing at something, unless you live so cautiously that you might as well not have lived at all, in which case you fail by default." The only way to hope to move on is to accept the failure is yours. Blaming others causes you to fall into a victim mentality and prevents you from moving forward. By owning your mistakes, you're taking back ownership and power over the situation. Second, learn from it. Very obvious and cliched, but if we don't learn from our mistakes, then we'll just keep going in circles, never moving forward. That being said, it is hard when you're smarting and all you want to do is throw your toys out of the pram. And it's okay to do that, but after that, you need a plan, and you need to get feedback. And this is particularly important in a professional setting. So I mentioned earlier that I failed to get a promotion at work. I'd be lying if I said it didn't hurt and that I didn't feel like giving up. But despite this, I got feedback on my interview performance. It was difficult, but without that feedback, I wouldn't know what I'd done wrong, and I wouldn't have been successful when I reapplied the next year. 3, squad goals. Or #squad goals. With all this self-improvement comes the need for self-care. For most of us, this will include time with good friends and loved ones. Surround yourself with excellent people and your bounce-back ability will be significantly improved. For me, one of the worst things about failing at something is that feeling of embarrassment and how am I going to explain this? The people you choose to have in your life can make or break these moments. So turn to those people in your life you know will cry with you and laugh with you, or just get really drunk with you, no questions asked. These people will be your armor when you're not feeling strong. Number 4, keep moving. As tempting as it is to hide away and give up on what you're working towards, life goes on, and you've got to keep moving. I recently started running after a couple of years off, where I used to be able to run for an hour or more without stopping. Now, I struggle after 5 minutes. I am both slower and heavier than I was, but I'm moving forward. Sometimes I need to come to a complete stop and walk, but if walking for a couple of minutes means I can catch my breath in order to move forward, then it's not a waste, and I've not failed. So often when we say we failed, what we've actually done is quit. We are so hard on ourselves for the little slip-ups, we don't even give ourselves a chance to see if we can get it right on a second or third attempt. And finally, let it go. Yes, you need to own your mistakes and learn from them. But at a certain point, you just need to let it go. I know this is easier said than done. We are our harshest critics. But more often than not, that awful thing you're holding on to and carrying around, everyone else has already forgotten it. There's only so long you can be angry at yourself for before you need to forgive yourself and allow yourself to move on. We are all so much more than our flaws, mistakes, and shortcomings. So find that one thing that you can do that fills you with joy and reminds you how capable and worthy you are. Or if all else fails, just do an Ignite talk about it. People who fail at things are generally pretty brave. They're the people who've challenged and pushed themselves, and in the process have built up resilience, a greater sense of who they are, and some pretty good stories. So, to summarize, we are all failures. At least the best of us are. Thank you.